Welcome to Art is Elementary. Today, we'll create an Elements of Art chart. It will be an important tool to help us learn about the 7 elements of art. Greetings, boys and girls. I'm holding up something very important that's going to be an important tool to help you remember the 7 elements of art. You're going to create this chart, each with a picture to help you remember all the definitions and learn why they're so important to your art knowledge. First, a quick review of the 7 elements of art. The elements of art are the building blocks of art. First, there's line. Line, the path of a point moving through space. Next, shape. Shape, a self-contained, defined area of geometric or organic form. Next, form. A 3-dimensional geometrical figure, a sphere, cube, cylinder, cone, etc., as opposed to shape, which is 2-dimensional or flat. Color. Color, or hue, comes from 3 primary colors and black and white. They have 3 properties: hue, value, and intensity. Texture. Texture is the surface quality of a shape: rough, smooth, soft, hard, or glossy. Texture can be physical, that's called tactile, or visual, that's implied. Texture is how something feels when you touch it. Space. The area in which art is organized. Perspective is representing a 3D dimensional object on a flat surface. Think of depth, foreground, middle ground, and background. Value. The lightness or darkness of a color, also called a tone. So, watch the recorded lesson following. Pause when you need to. Let's get started. The supplies you will need to make your 7 elements of art chart are a piece of white copy paper, black or dark colored markers, a ruler, a pair of scissors, and something to color with, crayons or colored pencils. To begin, we'll need to turn this rectangle paper into a square. And here is how we'll do it. I'll take the short end, go all the way up, like so, bringing the corner all the way up to the top edge of the paper, hold it at the corner, and what you have here is a section that we will not need. So I'll use my scissors and cut that off. We will not need this piece of paper. Now that our paper is cut into a square, we need to create 8 different sections. To do this, we'll do some folding. First, let's go corner to corner. Make a crease, open, and corner to corner again, the opposite corner. Holding the corner, creasing, folding like this. Now, what we have is 4 different sections. 1, 2, 3, 4. But we need 8. Here's how we'll achieve that. I'm going to fold it hot dog style by making the 2 top corners come together like so, matching that up, trying my best, holding at the top, bringing my hand down, and creasing, opening up, and I'm going to turn it and do it again. There. Now we have 8 separate sections. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Once you have folded your paper and cut it into a square, and then you've made folds to create 8 different spaces, you're going to trace over these folds with the marker, like this. first step is to give a title to our elements of art chart. So we'll write in one of the triangles the 7 elements of art. Next, we will begin writing each element's name around the outside of the square. We'll begin here. We'll start with line. In my neatest handwriting, I wrote the word line. Turning the next triangle, I'll write the word shape. The next one, form. These can go in any order. They're not in any particular order at all. Next is color. Next, I'm going to write texture. Space and value. Feel free to pause and rewind and go back to catch up with each step. Next, we're going to underline all of these. With my ruler, I'm making a line underneath my first element of art, like this, then turning, and I'll make another one that goes across underneath the next 2 elements, like so, stopping at the line, turning, trying my best, like that. Perfect. Now, what you see is I have the elements of art written here and all our elements around the outside. In each one of these triangles, we're going to draw a picture that will help you remember what each element is and why it's important. First, line. As you know, there are many different kinds of lines, so we'll begin by making a variety of lines in this space. You can make your own lines. You don't have to copy mine. Got zigzag, curvy, broken, here's curly, and here's a straight horizontal line. Next I'm going to turn and do shape. Now there are both the geometric shapes and organic shapes, so I will include both. There's my geometric shapes. A heart is an organic shape. A flower is organic. That's some silly shape. That is organic. Next, form. Now, forms are similar to shapes, except for shapes are 2-dimensional and forms are 3-dimensional. So watch this. I can make a square, which is 2-dimensional, but by making these diagonal lines here and lines going across, I have created a cube, which is a 3-dimensional form for a square. Let's try a rectangle. It's the same. Diagonal, 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 straight line, straight line. And there we have a box. Let's see, how about a triangle? Making a line out to the side and up. This almost looks like the letter V. It looks like a pyramid. For a circle, it's hard to make it look 3D unless you make a little shadow on the side. I think I might make another cube here. There. Form. Next, color. So color, I'll put a lot of different colors. I might make a lot of lines with different spaces. Each one of those spaces I can color in a different color. Next, texture. Think about texture. Texture means the way things feel when you touch them. So texture might be rough or prickly or smooth. I think a good subject for this would be a cactus, because cactus are very prickly. These are barrel cactuses. You can see all these little thorns. Very prickly. Texture, the way something feels when you touch it. Next, space. Well, what better way to describe space than a landscape with a foreground, middle ground, and background? So I will make a line here. That's the horizon. And I might make a long winding road that goes off into the distance. It's wide at the bottom, gets skinnier and skinnier and skinnier until it comes to a point at the top. I might add some mountains, a little snow at the top of the mountains, and maybe a sunrise. There, foreground, middle ground, and background in space. Value is going to be a little bit different. Instead of using my marker, I'm going to go and get a crayon, and on value, I'm going to use a crayon. I'm going to begin coloring in this space with much pressure. I'll be pushing down hard with my crayon to create a dark value of this black. And then I will slowly coloring lighter and lighter and lightest until it looks lighter, a lighter value. So I'll start with the darker value. I'm pressing down heavy. I'm trying my best so that I don't break my tip of my crayon, because nothing makes us more sad than breaking a tip of our crayon. You can see I'm applying less pressure, and look, it's much lighter at the bottom, and then it gets darker, darker, darkest right down here. Yes, I think I did a good job on value. Darker, medium, and lighter. Good. Now I'm going to color in my Elements of Art chart using any colors that I want. Now that you have completed drawing and coloring in your chart, you have created a wonderful tool that will help you remember the very important 7 elements of art. Good job!